Good afternoon, everybody. I know this is a different type of setting. You probably have never seen me dress up for some of you. Um, and if this is your first time, welcome to Healing Room Tarot. This is yours truly, Magoon. I am instrument for spirit to use as spirit pleases. I had to get on. I'm at a conference right now, but I had to get on because um, I just felt led to. So I'm going to do a reading. This is for your spiritual progress support, just like when we were kids, when we had uh, progress reports to see how we're doing in our grade level. This is the same thing. So I wanted to jump on because of it's a lot of things. The conference that I'm in talks a lot about the political space that we're currently in. No matter where you are, there is something happening in the political space. And so I do hope and ask Spirit to reveal what is happening in these spaces, especially with the conversations that we are having, and not just at this conference, but everywhere. And of course, what does that mean for us spiritually in the direction of what are some of the things that we should do to maintain ourselves, our true identities? Um, what's in that heart space, right? And so, with no further ado, I am going to go ahead and dive in. So, and I have the select decks that came to mind that Spirit wanted me to address or to use, not to address. Okay. So Spirit just gave me how to divvy them up, and there are oracle cards. Okay. So the first two cards that jumped out, uh, yeah, the first card that came out of the first two that jumped out is chaos, and then illumination. So chaos is, it says, amid chaos, seek moments of calm and clarity. They bring focus and a clear path forward. And like I said, there is a lot of all the things that is happening politically is chaos right now. It's a bunch of chaos. And the best way to handle chaos is to kind of sit still, stop doing a lot of movement, because in the movement, you're only adding to the chaos because now you're internalizing the chaos. And so to sit with it and sit quietly is to kind of remove yourself from the chaos, to have that perspective of from the outside looking in. And that is where how we should handle this chaos, because sometimes people will create a distraction from what they're really doing. And so we always have to figure out what is the bigger picture. And I noticed as a kid that, and this is when Michael Jackson was alive. And I bring this up because I recently had this conversation. But I noticed that in the political space, when there was something happening in the United States, all of a sudden we would have some kind of major trial where Michael Jackson was on trial. And the news and the media was all on that. That's all you saw was MJ on trial, MJ being accused of this, MJ being accused of that. Is it true? Is it not? And people were weighing in on it. And I said, but aren't we talking about like a war or something? with the government. Like, why is the news on Michael Jackson? I kept seeing it, and I said, this is a distraction from what's really happening or what's really important. These issues with this man is not important. And of course, we find out later that the people that were accusing him were lying. It was all applied to get his money. So, in all these spaces of chaos, it's important to just kind of sit back to see what is truly important. And then with the illumination card, it says gain insight that light up your path. Clarity brings understanding and confidence. Once you are able to sit back, the things that's really important will start to be illuminated. You'll be able to see the puzzle pieces for what they are and not for who is placing the puzzle piece. And that's important because whenever you do a self reflection, the things that are illuminated about your self reflection are the things that need to be worked on, are the things that you see needs to be improved, right? And so when you have that clarity, you're like, I don't need to ask for peace anymore. I have mastered peace. Now what I need to do is how to operate when I'm in opposition with someone or something. How do I maintain my peaceful composure while still progressing? And so that is how we must look at what's happening right now. Because the other thing about chaotic energy is that it can disrupt anything that spirit is trying to do within us. And it's important to understand that because in a world that often leaves spirituality out, we always are looking into what we call the 3D, right? We're looking at the things that's around us, not realizing that the whole spiritual space was here before the 3D, here before many of the things that we see today. And so it's easy to get disconnected from the spiritual world based off of the things in the 3D. The next card, however, it says creativity. And it says express creativity through imagination and innovation. Add joy and originality to your life. At this time, Spirit wants us to be creative. Do creative things, create with your families, create with yourself, create with spirit. Whatever it is, it's going to help relieve this chaotic energy. If whenever you create something, it's a joy. And I think about the musicians, right? The musicians, when they said they go into the studio and they said, the music that you like, let me tell you, let me chop it up for you real quick. Let me show you how I made this song. This is the headspace that I was in. And then they get so excited. They get happy to share how they constructed a song. This is the same way. Spirit wants you to be in that same space so that you can create things for transformation. Think about any type of renaissance in history. It was all the major changes in history had a bit of creativity, whether it was even if you want to look at the religious war because somebody created a new system of belief. When you think about the Harlem Renaissance, it was music, it was poetry, but it was the change of what was to something new. And that is something that is happening. The world that we know it is in a transformation. And guess what? We have to transform with it. We cannot continue. I just heard it's the dawn of a new era. And when there's something new, you don't do the same thing. You have to I don't want to use conform, but you have to go with the changing times. The saying, like, some people can keep that car from 1902, but guess what? They no longer make parts for the car for 1902. So if that car was to break down, it's no longer capable of being fixed because we're now in 2026, right? So we have to be able to move with the times, and spirit is saying that's how we have to be spiritually. uh, Not so much as changing the spiritual practice, but we have to be able to evolve. That's what I just heard. We have to be able to evolve to go along with the changing times. Transformation, embrace change as a chance to grow and evolve. It's a journey toward becoming your best self. Kid you not, it's evolve right there. I told you, Spirit just said evolve. It's time to evolve. We can no longer be in the same space that we once were and think that I can maintain my composure and not change. I was looking at the trees the other day, and I said it's amazing how there are some trees that have been on this earth more than some cities were built. And so that tree had to conform to the things that was happening around it to maintain its stability. Think about that. How nature has had to conform with humans evolving. What did that look like from the first man to present day? We see that evolution changes the anatomy of of animals and of species, but sometimes the evolution can change a type of thought and how people think. So two cards that came out from the angel deck. Moonstone. Use Moonstone for your heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness and it's trustworthy. So trust your gut during this time. Trust your gut because your gut is telling you it's going to allow you to move and evolve the way that you're supposed to. Everybody's not going to evolve in the same way. Everybody is not supposed to move in the same way. We cannot all move in the same way. We can move in the same direction, but we cannot how we move. The how is going to be different. Some people going to go by air. Some people going to have to take the boat. Some people by train. Some people by walking, and some people mobily. And let's face it, some people even have horses and carriages, right? We're as long as we get to the same destination, how we move is going to be different, but it's going to shape how we live on this earth and live amongst each other. The next is Sapphire. Easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. Sometimes we have to be gentle. Chaos is not gentle, it's hard. It's hard on our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. And Sapphire is here to help us do it in an easy way, in a peaceful state of mind. So I wanted to share this because it was really pulling on me. And lately, I've been having a lot of dreams about different people in turmoiled spaces. And these are people that I know, some people I don't know. Like I've never seen these people before in my life, but I know that they're real because of how it's coming in. But there's been several people that I know that I have not talked to in years, and I'm picking up things that's happening in their life. And so, I consult with spirit, like, hey, let's forth for these people on their behalf. I'm pleading with you um, to uh, to change this course, right? This could be something breaking. This can be health wise, right? Not just mentally, but literally physically. And so I want to sometimes. Even in the spiritual space, you have to be the go between for somebody else. You have to advocate for somebody else to spirit, just like we do on earth when we advocate for rights or things that we want, petition the government for. And so I wanted to get in this space and just kind of highlight those things. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this allows you to spark conversation. And no matter when you see this video, it applies, right? This is a timeless video, but this is being created during a very significant time in the United States, I would say for sure. And so uh, reach out to me. Look up my name on Instagram if you are on Instagram. If you would like a personal reading, I do those as well, or a personal consultation because I consult with spirit on what spirit would like for you to do, right? And so some people ask me, oh, do you do relationships? Do you do job and career? I can do those things, but my main goal is to get you to where you need to be with spirit. Because ultimately, when I can do that for you, with you, then you'll have the tools to live a better life. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.